Howdy y'all, got the Bulldog on the channel. What we got here is a lovely 2019 Jeep Cherokee, and got the 3.2 liter V6 in it. But this application, just like the 3.6 liter, has a lovely little access point up here, and the oil filter is down there on top of the motor. Well, not on top, down in the valve. Down in the valve. Okay, yeah. But here's what I want to show you guys. When you're looking at one of these, looking to buy one, any Chrysler product, I've done videos on the repair for this, but the first thing I do when I see one is I look. Trying to look down in here, and it is very difficult trying to get light down there, but you see down in that crack, this one's in for an oil change. I have not taken anything loose yet except for this cover. I'm trying to get light down in here. It is just a fight. You can see the shining. I can see it with the naked eye, but they're down in there, clear in the bottom, where you see that shiny, that's oil, puddled down in the bottom, there. Hopefully the camera doesn't shift again, but that is a puddle of oil down in there. I finally got some decent light. I have not taken anything loose yet, but down there underneath this filter is a puddle of oil. That is important to look for, because when you're buying a vehicle, you don't want to buy a problem. The design of this motor, the valley in there is where the oil filter adapter bolts down, the oil cooler, all that stuff. Everything is mounted in that valley. There's no drain for that valley. It can be like that deep in there of oil. It can't get away. The only place it can go is over here on top of the transmission. Now this transmission is dry. I don't see any sign of oil. That's where you look. You look on the driver's side at this point of the engine. This valley here, when it finally gets full, when you make a hard right turn, it will overflow and pour all over the transmission. Unfortunately, all these vehicles, they have a cover over the bottom, and it'll absorb a lot of oil. I've seen way too many of them come in where that cover is just sagging down, soaking wet with oil, because it absorbs it all, and it doesn't show a sign of leak until it is so heavy that it collapses. It falls off, it drags the ground, gets ripped off. An oil change place takes it off and loses it. But if you're looking at a vehicle, any one of these Chryslers, look for that. It's normal to have a little bit of oil down there below the oil filter, because you spill a little bit when you change the filter, and it can't go anywhere. I mean, Power stroke engine, it has a bunch of stuff in the valley of the motor, but they drilled a little hole in the back of the valley that leaked the oil down into the bell housing. So it has a place to go. You can get rid of it. It gets misdiagnosed as a rear main seal leak a lot of times, but at least it has somewhere to go. It won't just sit there. This one just sits there and fills up. So be forewarned when you're looking at a vehicle, when you're looking at one of these, ask. You look down in there, that's not a place that's going to get washed when they wash the engine. They just spray the top of it off so that it looks nice and shiny. But you look down in there, and there's the evidence. Because if you mix it with water, the water's going to boil out. The oil's going to kind of stay. It doesn't dry out. So eventually it gets right back to where it was with a puddle of oil or milky oil or whatever. So before you buy, check that. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. We'll talk to you later.